Hello, this is Jason from CanadaDashcam.com. Today I'm going to show you how to install the BlackVue PowerMagic Pro. Now this video tutorial, you can use this for any of the Lucas, FineView, and I know VicOvation is coming out with a hardware kit really soon, or any of the continuous power cables that would come with your dash camera. Now this example is done on my 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited Overland. The fuse panel is actually only under the hood, so there's no interior fuse panel. Makes it really easy to film this video, but not so easy to do the install. So, because I need to run a cable going from the cabin of the vehicle to under the hood. So what I did is I took my vehicle to my local mechanic. I had them drill a hole through the firewall, put a grommet in there, just a nice small one, so I could run 3 cables through there. And then I fished them out and got them closer to my fuse panel. That's going to be 10% of you is the fuse panels under the hood. Like usually big trucks, that sort of thing. 90% of you, your fuse panel is going to be inside the vehicle under the steering column or the passenger side, and this is going to be a breeze for you. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this install. This is the ground cable. This is going to be the easiest cable to connect. So you're going to find the bolt closest to your fuse panel, unscrew that slightly, and insert these prongs in between the bolt and tighten it up, and then you're good to go. So this is where I've chosen to ground off the cable. Now, if your bolt or where you're connecting to it is like black and it's got kind of a primer on it or a coating, it most likely won't make the solid connection. It needs to be connected to the solid part of the steel. So you're going to need to scratch that off and make sure, or find a different connection. Alright, so your next cable is our battery cable. This is the yellow one. This needs to go to a fuse that is getting constant power. So that means if your car is on or off, it is getting full power. Now I'm going to show you how to figure this out with a volt tester, but again, this is the cable we want constant power to. Our next cable is the red one. This is the ACC cable. This needs to go to a fuse that is turning on and off with the ignition. So when you turn off your vehicle, there's no power going to that fuse, and when you turn your vehicle back on, there is going power to that fuse. So again, we will find that out with a circuit tester. Now I picked up this circuit tester from my local Princess Auto or Canadian Tire. You can get them for around $8 to $10. Now essentially it kind of looks like a screwdriver, and when you touch it to your fuses, it lights up for which ones are actually getting power. So with this, you're able to save probably 30-40 minutes of your time and determine which cable is going to go where. So your yellow is going to go to one that's always on, and your red is going to go to one that turns off and on with the vehicle. So now once you've figured out which fuse and which wire is going where, you're going to pull your fuse out and you're going to wrap it around one leg of the fuse. Now this is the standard way most people do this, 90% of people. I don't prefer it. There is another way which I'll show you later, but essentially you're going to wrap that cable around one leg of the fuse and then insert it into the fuse panel. So you just want to make sure you give this a little pull, make sure it's not coming out, and then you want to duplicate this on your yellow cable. The secondary method of installing this, which I prefer, it just provides a really nice clean install, is using a double fuse tap. Now we sell these on our website and the fuse is included, and then essentially just taking out the existing fuse and inserting it into the double fuse tap. You need to crimp the blue portion onto your red cable, and then you'll need another double fuse tap for the yellow cable, and you'll crimp that on there as well. So really great little piece just to provide a nice clean install. So here I'm just inserting the red cable and crimping it on, and then you'll want to do the same with the yellow one as well. Just give it a nice little pull. It's nice and solid, it's not going to come out. So you'll need to take out your fuse and put it into the double fuse tap. Now these are a little tricky to get in. As you can see, I'm having some trouble fighting this in, so I did need to get some pliers to push this down. Now, as I'm fighting with that, you do need 2 of these, like I said, so one for the red and one for the yellow cable. So as you can see, I've got that inserted now, nice and neat. Now, there are 4 different types of fuses. Now, this is the mini fuse block. This is the ATO fuse block. It's a lot bigger. The next one we have is the low profile mini fuse tap. And then for 2015, they introduced one called the Micro 2 fuse tap. So brand new vehicles have that currently right now. And again, these are available for purchase on our website. So now I'm going to insert the double fuse taps into the fuse panel. I've already inserted the existing fuses into the tap, so I'm just inserting them. And I've also already put my ground cable in as well. So I just want to do a quick overview. This fuse tap is going into a fuse that is getting constant power, so that's the yellow cable. So again, it doesn't matter if the car is on or off, this fuse is always getting power. Now our next double fuse tap that I have inserted is the red one. Essentially the fuse is turning on and off with the vehicle. So you turn off your vehicle, it's going to lose power. Now I've made a modification to my fuse box. As you know, my fuse panel's under the hood, so I've drilled a couple of holes and I've siliconed those up after the fact, but it's so that I'm able to close the lid on my fuse box. So now that we have all our cables hooked up to the fuse panel and our ground, we are going to connect the other end to our PowerMagic Pro. Now this device, it is designed to monitor your battery power. If your battery gets low enough, it will shut down and thus turn off the camera. So the next part is you're going to install your camera, and the cigarette lighter part is going to go into the female end here. On the other side of the PowerMagic Pro, I'm just going to explain these switches. So you've got a toggle switch, you've got your LED light. That should be on after you've connected everything properly. Now, the toggle switch, if you're at this position, that means the camera will turn on and off with the vehicle. So you turn on your vehicle, the camera just automatically starts up. If you turn off your vehicle, it shuts down. Now, if you want your camera to be on 24/7 for true parking mode, you're going to want it at this position. And essentially your camera is on 24/7. It's going to use the motion detection to record on any of the, BlackVue cameras, the Lucas cameras, or the Vicovation cameras. On the left hand side, we've got a whole bunch of little switches. I have mine set up like this. What this does is it's set up to have no timer. It will keep on recording until the battery gets to 11.8 volts, and then this device will turn off the camera, thus not draining your battery to nil, and you won't be surprised in the morning when you need to get to the airport. So this is how I set it up. The other 3 switches on the right hand side, you can set them up in various different ways for actually a time, so it can go off in 6 hours or 12 hours or 24 hours. A lot of different settings for that one, but that's how I like mine, just to basically run continually until the battery gets low enough where it decides that it needs to shut off. This just shows you that our PowerMagic Pro is successfully installed. The LED light is coming on, and you should be set to go. If you want to see more videos, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel as we try and put out more every month. And if you have any questions, just shoot us an email. Thank you for watching.